Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. So this is a video about the Android box versus the Roku 3 player. So as you can see on the screen, this is my Beelink GT1 Android box. So let's go ahead and go through the disclaimers to start with. So, buy at your own risk, these Android TV boxes. UK sellers will be few and far between with these boxes, but they may purge stock cheap to get rid of. So don't be surprised if they disappear soon after your purchase. But make a note of the last day it should arrive in your purchase history on eBay, and you have 30 days from that date to open a non-arrival case or a not as described case. Open a case straight away after the last date expires. So sellers in the UK may be stopped from selling these soon. But China can't really be stopped. But the next one will be the creators stopping eBay selling them on their platform. So do your research, as ISPs may start sending out letters if you use this box to gain access to special content. You know what special content is. Others mention VPN may be a solution, but it is at your own risk. You have been warned. So the service providers are being strong-armed by the content creators to stop some apps like Kodi, for example, but you probably already know this. So use this box at your own risk. I will use it for Netflix and YouTube, as my Roku 3 is only dual-core 900 MHz and is too laggy, as it was launched in 2013 and discontinued in 2015. So imagine how slow a phone would be now with a dual-core 900 MHz processor. This is why the Roku 3 is laggy and crashes and freezes. So let's go on to the Android box versus the Roku 3. So the Roku 3 problems I was having. So it's a very slow processor, as mentioned. So 900 MHz dual core, whereas that Beelink there you can see on the screen is the Beelink GT1 with 8 cores, 1500 MHz each. So the Roku player is slow to load apps. It asks me to sign into Netflix 4 or 5 times a day. The sound drops out of sync or stops completely. It takes 3 or 4 shutdowns of Netflix to get it running correctly. But if you pause play, it does it again. So I'm used to Android just working, but this set-top box is almost unusable. Not this one, the Roku 3. So there's no loading icons, so you don't know when it has crashed. So let's just go ahead and change the channel now to the Roku 3 player. So let's change the source to HDMI 2, and let's go ahead and power it up. So the annoying thing with this is there's no loading icon other than this screen. Let's just wait for that to finish. So ultimately you don't know if it's crashed, you just wait for it. So the HDMI keeps switching on and off as well. I don't know if that's an issue with this TV or not, I don't know. So the apps are light versions as well with this Roku player. So with YouTube you can't see... Yeah, so apps are light versions of normal Android apps. So they've been cut down basically, that's what I mean by light. So YouTube you can't see comments or comment yourself. On channel 4 you can't watch the news and you can't watch live TV, but you can on Android app. So apps are cut down light versions, so why don't they work properly if they were optimized for the Roku box? So I don't know why that is. I'm not biased at all, I just wish someone on YouTube had mentioned the problems with the Roku 3, then I would not have bought it. I use my own money to buy these products I review. Crashes and reboots all the time. No keyboard compatibility, no mouse compatibility. Only use one USB connector anyway. So it's only got one USB port, so you couldn't put mouse, even if it worked, and keyboard. So just bear with me. So this box drove me insane after 3 weeks of use. I had to pull the plug at least 500 times. As soon as I got my new Android box, I stopped using the Roku 3 player. I've not used it since, so this video is the first time I switched it back on, so it'll take me a while to get used to it again. The annoying thing was, no one on YouTube mentioned any problems with the Roku 3. They all said it's fantastic. There will also be people on this video commenting below saying it's fantastic as well, and they don't have a problem. But if they've never experienced anything different, how would they know that it's fantastic? Is it possible that these people reviewing these stuff on eBay, on YouTube, are getting free boxes to review and either not testing them or not mentioning the problems so they get more free products? Maybe you won't suffer from all the problems I found, but Roku can't explain away no keyboard access, no mouse access, cut down apps, signing into sites over and over again drives you completely mad, the processor lag, peddling old technology. The Roku 3 4200, which is what this one is, started in May 2013 and discontinued in April 2015, so it's 4-year-old tech now. So Roku suggests adding a micro SD card to the back. I did this, but the processor can't use this memory to speed up the processing. It's just there for storing the app data to load it faster. I saw barely any speed increase. So the Roku 3 in a cut down version of Android. So Roku 3 runs a cut down version of Android, but there is no way to turn it off. You just have to pull the plug. So is this damaging the OS? It does on Android and Windows. So let's go ahead and see if I can show you the factory reset on this. So let's go through this. Hi guys, sorry about that. So I couldn't remember how to find the factory reset because it's been so long. It's probably been 3 months since I turned this on. So I've gone back to the start of it, found out how to find it. So it's in, you go down to settings and then you click over, and then you go down to system. I've had to do this at least 3 times in 3 weeks, so it was quite easy to find. So, and then you go down to the system updates there, system restart, which turns it on and off but doesn't just turn it off. I don't know if there is an on and off button with it or not. I don't know. I've not been able to find it. There's not one on the remote. So you then go down to advanced system settings and then factory reset, and then you put that code in 6692 and OK, and then it factory resets and reflashes the firmware, I think, and it starts again. So you then have to link it back to your account. But if you've already set an account up, you can get away with just logging in and reconnecting it and putting the channels back on. So that's how you find the factory reset, and you come back out of that by pressing home if you don't want to factory reset it. But I would have thought you'd be doing it quite regularly and it gets laggy. You just have to factory reset it and it just gets really annoying. So let's go ahead and press home once, and that's back to home again. So the other thing I found that I wanted to move, when I have a lot of apps on, this is from a fresh reinstall again, you can actually remove and reinstall. So let's say there's an issue with YouTube. Let's go ahead and press the star button, so it brings this screen up then. So you can move channel, which if you press OK, you can move the channel up, across and down. If you have a lot of them, you can prioritize the ones you want at the top. So then you press OK to lock it in place. So if we want to move that and delete that one again, so let's go ahead and press OK again. No, sorry, let's press home again, sorry. Back to home. So let's go ahead and remove this one. So what you do is you press star and then down to remove channel. So you remove it by pressing OK. Are you sure you want to remove YouTube? Yes, you remove it. Sometimes if the app plays around, you might have to remove it. I had to remove it quite a few times. Netflix wouldn't load me in, and for example. So you go back to home, then you go on to my feed or streaming channels. You press OK, and now we're looking for YouTube, most popular. So there's YouTube. So you press OK and add channel on OK. So it'll take a few minutes, I think, to load. So I've moved the apps around. So the problems with Netflix at the moment for me were big problems with streaming, so I kept getting the error code. So that's done. So let's go back to home, so it should be back there now. Yep. So let's go ahead and start Netflix and see if it'll log me in. I guarantee it won't. There we go. You have to sign in. So this is perfect because this is what it was doing to me 4 or 5 times a day. So what kept coming up, you sign in. So what you have to do is put your email address in with the remote. So you have to scroll along and click every single button, and every single time you have to do that, you get the at gmail.com and at hotmail.com and at hotmail.co.uk and hotmail.com and .com to add, but you still got to write your full email address. What I did was actually reduce the size of my password down to 4 or 5 letters because it was just getting ridiculous. So you have to type that in with the remote, which takes forever. And with the Android box, once you've logged in once to Netflix, you never have to do it again. So this is a big problem that you don't have with Android. So once you've logged in, I got error codes TVQ-PM-100 5.2.4, and then there was playback issues. So voice was dropping out of sync all the time, and I had to shut the box down and restart it again. So that was one thing that drove me insane. So next, the Channel 4 app. So there's no access to, let's just go back out of there. I don't want to go into there, it'll just take too long. So the Channel 4 app, let's go ahead and look in there and start it up. So there's no access that I could find to Channel 4 News. I don't know why, but there was no access to it. Just bear with me as it's loading up. So there's no live TV for F1 either. As you can see in this top right hand corner, there's no live up there. So it's another, again, a cut down app. So let's come ahead and there's not massive problems with that, but you know, I would like to watch some live stuff occasionally. So let's go ahead and go into YouTube. So this is only the ones I'm going to go through. These are the basic ones I use. So let's go ahead and look in YouTube now. So there we go, it's just starting up. So I'm signed out. It's been so long since I've been on this that I'm signed out. So there's no mouse and no keyboard available on this. So you can, it's a very, very basic search that you have to type in with the remote, and it takes forever. As you can see, you search there, so you press OK. And then you have to do it like this and press OK between each letter. Can you imagine how frustrating that is? You don't get a touch screen or anything like a tablet. So it's the most annoying way of doing it. So let's not search for anything because it's going to take so long. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and so there's no comments allowed on this app. So it would be impossible anyway with the remote control, and you don't get a keyboard anyway. So, and you can't see the description or other people's comments as well. So let's just go ahead and show you this quick video of what it's going to be like.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I think you can skip the ads. So you can skip the ads.
Looks like a nightclub out there with those ropes. How are we?
Hello, how are you?
Good to
Just
see
turn
you.
the volume down.
There's a lot of red. Wow.
I'm Christos.
Christos,
So
good to see
this
you.
is
What do you
Gordon
do?
Ramsay.
Lifestyle concierge down here at the front desk.
You going to be
Turn
advising
that
me
down.
for my life, or are you going to be...
You
See if I
need
can-
dinner reservations?
So you organise everything?
So you can press OK to pause the video. So I've paused it there. So you can see the title, but you can't see the description, and you can't see other people's comments. That's the whole point of YouTube, isn't it? That you can comment and see other people's while you're watching the video. So you can't do that. So I'm not saying that the Android box, the Beelink GT1, is perfect, but it does have full apps and access to Google Play Store. So let's go ahead and show you the Android box now. So I'll go in, and I should be able to move to the Android TV. I think I might have to unplug the TV again. For some reason I don't know why, but it won't share two TV boxes on two inputs. There are separate inputs for them, but I don't know why it's doing that. It just decides to do whatever it wants. So just bear with me, it should load up. So yeah, I'm not saying that the Android Beelink GT1 is perfect. I mean, it cost me 50 quid, so it's the same price as the Roku 3 player, but I haven't had anywhere near the problems that I've had with the Roku 3. So it does have full apps and access to Google Play Store. So let's go ahead and show you. So that's the Play Store there. So as you can see, it's just like it would be on your tablet or on your... So I've got a mouse, as you can see. I'm cursoring up to the search there. And I can... let's search for Boom Beach. Obviously I'm typing it in with a wired keyboard that's in the USB port, as well as the wired mouse that I'm using. So I'm just using a desktop keyboard, and as you can see, it's far more easy to access everything, and you can scroll down with the wheel, you can read the comments, you can comment, and it's just as fast. You can click install. So basically any stuff you could get from the Play Store you can put on this Android box. So let's go ahead and escape from that and roll back. So this one is running full Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So let's go ahead and show you more settings. You have to double click it. So let's go ahead and show you, I think it's there. So kernel. So Android version 6.0.1, and I'm also, this is interesting, I'm on the build number GT1_106MO, and what that is the older version of the firmware that is running is not a rooted device, because there's issues with running these boxes as a rooted device. So I reflashed the firmware and it's build GT1_106MO, which isn't the one it comes with. It's an older version. So let's go ahead and show you the Android version. So you just multiple click it. So that's obviously Marshmallow. So that's the Android version it's playing, it's using. So let's go ahead and escape that. So this box's specs. Let's go ahead and show you the specs. Let me just remember what I'm doing. So CPU Z. So it's an octa-core 8 processor running at 1500 MHz with an Amlogic S912 octa-core ARM Cortex A53 processor, as you can see in the top left there. That's all the information there of how many cores it's got. So it's got a 0 core and a 7 core, so it's 8 in total. There's a GPU ARM Mali T820 MP3 GPU at 750 MHz. And there's 2 GB of DDR3 memory and 16 GB of flash storage ROM. So there's barely any storage in the Roku player, but there's 16 gig of storage in this. So let's go ahead and show you all the specifications. If you want to pause it and read it, you're more than welcome. So there's a thermal on this as well, which is 43 degrees. Let me just get off of that, because this CPU Z throws adverts in, because it's a free version which I got from the Play Store. So that's let me just show you the CPU temperature at the moment. I've got another app there that goes 44 degrees, so I have had it up as high as 55 with warmer temperatures, but we're at 23 now ambient, and it's running at 42. So the big problems is the Netflix app. So if it's not preloaded on the box, let's just get you out of there. So there's Netflix up there, obviously. So if it's not preloaded on the box, Google Play Store won't let you download it onto the box if your device is rooted or bootloaded. So this one came to me rooted, and that's why I had to change it back to that older version, and that's why you see Kodi in the top, because that's not the normal Media Center logo, it's the older logo. So the only way around it is to unroot the device. So I don't know why Netflix is doing this, but because they're content creators, they think that rooted devices are dangerous in some way, and you can put Kodi on it and stuff like that, I suppose, and they don't want their stuff being stolen. So that's probably why they're doing it. So reflashing firmware is possible back to a version which is not rooted. So let's go ahead and just show you that again. So you go into settings, more settings, double click it, and then you go down to About Media Box. So that's the version I'm running, and that's what they said online. So it was a GT1_106MO, if you can see right at the bottom. So I downloaded it onto a flash drive, and then I forced the box to reload the firmware from the flash drive, basically. So that's that done. So as I said, this version's got Kodi on it, so that'll be different to almost all other Beelink GT1s. It says Kodi Media Center in the top, just up there. There, I haven't clicked on it, so I don't know what it takes me to, because I don't like Kodi. So, a recent problem has been highlighted with Android. If your device is rooted, you will lose functionality on some apps. Channel 4 apps, for example. The first click on play shows only sound but no picture. But you come out and go back in and it works okay. So you then must reboot, otherwise other apps won't then work like Netflix. So you come out of Channel 4 app and then you go into Netflix, and then Netflix says there's an error and you have to reboot the box. And that still happens even though I've reflashed it back to the old firmware. So reasons to get the Android box. There's a keyboard, a USB keyboard, mouse available to put on. You get 2 USB ports with this box, so you can put a mouse and a keyboard wired one in. There's a faster processor. Let's go ahead and show you that processor on the CPU again, not on that one, sorry. That is on the CPU Z. As you can see, there's barely any use on them, so they're not running. They basically sit latent when they're not being used, and they're not being used at the moment. So there's the keyboard, the mouse, the full Android 6.0 Marshmallow, faster processor, more memory, access to Google Play Store, access to a shutdown process, which what you do is you go to your home screen and you pull up from the bottom, and now you can click on that button there and you get a shutdown, a sleep and a reboot. You don't have to shut down, you just click reboot and it'll reload it, and then you won't have any errors between Netflix and Channel 4 anymore. So I just escape out of that. So you have access to a shutdown process. So they were both the same price at £50, and I think this screams quality basically. So to remove that, you just click that down button, and you can also have notification bar on the top as well there, telling you what the time is, and all your notifications will drop on there, just like it is basically a phone operating system or a tablet operating system. It's just basic Android with a few extras to make this skin and a few other things work a bit more efficiently for TV. So I'd not advise anyone to buy a Roku player if the 3 is bad, the others will be worse. If in doubt, do more research. So the Android box, let's go ahead and show you what settings there are available. So that's the Play Store, I've gone through that. So you have network, display, and that's an interesting one because you can adjust your resolution, and I've played around with it, and what I've done is I've set it to 1080p 50 Hz. So come out of there, and then you get your screen position, screen rotation, daydream and HDR I think is on and off, or auto. So let's come out of there. So then you have a HDMI CEC. I don't know what that means, but you have it there, on and off. So the sound options, the screen resolution options. So now let's go into YouTube and show you what YouTube does. So this is my main YouTube account, it should be, I think, yeah. So let's go ahead and search for GT08 smartwatch. This is one of my better videos that I've done, which should be on the list. There we are, that's mine. So let's just go ahead and pause this straight away. So this is the battery that was in it. Let's just let it focus. There we go. As it did it again. So it's 380 milliamp hour. So you can click off it and then. So this is the big thing that I like, is it's got the full description there. So it's a tablet effectively, or phone version of YouTube. So you get your title, you get your description there. There aren't any clickable links in it. You get your other connected videos, but you also are able to comment and read other people's comments. So that's 90% of what YouTube is. You know, it defeats the object of having YouTube without not being able to see the comments. So what pops up when I write is it puts my keyboard on, which is big button keyboard. So I can type with my keyboard. You know, it's easy enough to do it, so you just escape out of that and then you discard it. So you can comment on that. So I've shown you the temperature. So yeah, so that's just a basic showing of what's available on YouTube, showing you that it is virtually exactly the same. So let's just go ahead and show you the temperature. So I sit my Beelink GT1 on an old CPU heatsink to reduce its temperature, because what I've found is if it's sat flat, it's not got very big feet, and what you find is the temperature in it goes through the roof. I mean, I've had it up to 60 degrees, which seems quite hot because it's got no fan or anything inside. That seems quite hot. So since I've sat it on this CPU heatsink, it's never gone any higher than 50 degrees. So I've managed to take 10 degrees out of it, which can only help the components inside. So if you sit the box flat on any surface, it does get hot really quickly because the heat sinks into whatever it's sat on and reflects back in and makes it even worse. So sit it higher so some airflow can get around it. This processor is capable of 2 GHz per core on the 8 cores, but they must have had cooling problems, so it's run at 1.5 GHz per core. So what I would say as well is don't upgrade this box if it works okay. It stopped showing content for me on Channel 4's app, so I had to then go into the process of unrooting it and go through all that process and learn how to flash an Android TV box, which isn't easy if you've never done it before, but it is possible. Everything online is there to tell you how to do the job. So that's it, guys. So I'm sorry about the video being so long, but there is a lot of information and it's took me a long time to gather it all together to try and make this video the one-stop shop for whether you decide to go with Roku. It's completely up to you, it's your money, or with the Android box. You know, there's Roku 1, 2 and 3 and the stick as well, and I have a feeling the lower number ones are going to be even slower than the normal Android. But like I said, it's up to you. There's no guarantee or anything that the box will work when you get it, because you've got no warranty or anything with it, whereas the Roku 3 has got a year's warranty, but you're more than likely going to need that. I just risked it at 50 quid. I think the UK ones are a little bit more expensive, but I got one from China with a 3-pin UK plug, and I've not had a problem with it. I've used it for 6 months, and it's doing its job exactly what I wanted it to do. I mean, there's a couple of faults with it, but hopefully they should be addressed with the next generation that comes out. So like I said, I'm sorry about the video being so long, and thanks for watching, guys, and check back soon. Let's just get out of there and leave that on the screen there. So cheers for that, guys. So thanks for watching and check back soon. Cheers.